Well, hello, hey there, and welcome to this week's weekly training. We're going to be talking about 5 tips for marketing with integrity. How do you stay ethical and visible? Ooh, this is an interesting topic, right? So, this topic definitely is for our professional service providers, and I'm going to say in particular, those that might do things that are close to the heart. So, like our therapists and our social workers, our life coaches, our grief coaches, even I'm going to throw in relationship coaches, career coaches, and you know you have to do marketing. However, you want to be ethical about it. And how do you do that and still stay visible? And you don't want to feel like a slimy salesperson. You don't want to feel like a slimy car salesman. And so, how do you do that? So, we are broadcasting live in the Marketing Tips with Sharvette Facebook community. And so, I am just going to go ahead and make sure everybody knows that we are on and we are live here. I am Sharvette Mitchell. I'm the CEO of Mitchell Productions, which is a marketing and professional development firm based here out of Richmond, Virginia. And it is rainy here on the East Coast while the day that we are having this training. And so, in a nutshell, what do? We work with high achieving women entrepreneurs. A few lucky men get sprinkled in, and it's all around 3 things really: positioning their expertise, getting them more visible, and helping them make more money. So, and we do that by helping you tell the story of your business through marketing and personal branding strategies. And so, welcome to all of those that are catching this live. We see you over again in Marketing Tips with Sharvette. So, if you like the live experience, make sure that you check out and hang out with us in the Facebook group Marketing Tips with Sharvette, which is just for women entrepreneurs. But we also say hello to those that are also checking this out on our YouTube channel, and you might be listening to the podcast version. You might have gotten here because of a LinkedIn article or a blog on our website. So we appreciate you. So let's jump right on in. So 5 tips for marketing with integrity, and so really around how do you stay visible and also stay ethical and not feel slimy and not feel salesy. And this again is really geared towards our professional service provider. So let me jump right on in to tip number one. Is all around leading with service and not hype. Hey, Gwen, we see you. Hello, my mom, we see you. Lead with service and not hype. And so, what does that mean? Like, you don't want to overpromise or exaggerate results that you've gotten for clients just to get attention, right? Just to get that click, just to even get that sale. You want to lead from a place of, in a mindset of, how can I genuinely serve my audience? That's the mindset and the place that you want to be in. Tip number one, again, lead with service and not hype. And I think we've all seen from time to time where those claims that we see people making. They're like, that feels like hype. Like, if you see a relationship coach saying, hey, if you pay me $5,000, you're gonna be engaged within 30 days. That's hype, right? That's hype. So you actually, honestly, definitely want to lead with a serving. And so, why is that important? Because people feel like they like to feel like you're helping them, and it's not a hustle, right? And they'll trust you more if it is a place from a place of service. And so trust is the foundation of any long-term business growth. Trust is the foundation. Really, if we think about branding is a company making a promise to the market and consistently delivering that promise, right? Over and over again, which builds trust. It's the same way in relationships, right? Someone's consistent actions enables us to trust them. So, tip number one, as we talk about 5 tips for marketing with integrity and really staying visible, but also staying ethical, is to lead from a place of service, not hype. Now, that doesn't mean you don't share your wins and your successes. So, for instance, one of our clients, she might pop in and listen. Dana Wilson, she is a trichologist, and also she is a Sister Locks consultant. And so, people that pay to go through her program to get certified for Sister Locks consulting, and they complete the program, 100% of them get certified. 100% of them get certified. That's not hype. She can show you the receipts. So we're not talking about if you do have legitimate results that you share that. It's just, don't have any of the hype. All right, let's go on. And my last thing about this point here about leading with service and not hype is that integrity in marketing really means telling the truth, even when the truth isn't flashy. Ooh, hey, Tyrese. Uh, Really, integrity in your marketing is telling the truth, even when the truth isn't flashy. All right, so there we go. So let's go on to number two as we talk about these 5 tips. The second thing to be in a place really staying visible and also ethical is that share results without shame tactics. So yes, you want to show your wins, just like I mentioned with our client Dana. You want to show your wins, you want to share client results, but you don't want to use like guilt, fear, or even pressure to drive someone to swipe their card, right? That is not the place you want to be at. Now, let me say, sometimes you do call out a pain point, right? You do call out so that the person can identify, oh yeah, that's me, because people that are actively in pain are actively looking for a painkiller, and your service is a solution to a problem, or it's a painkiller to a pain, right? But you don't leave people in the place of pain. You don't leave them there. Hey, Dr. Rochelle, you don't leave them in that place of pain. So, tip number 2 is to share your results, but without shame tactics, because ethics and ethical marketing really inspires action through empowerment and not manipulation. So our marketing doesn't want to feel, you don't want to feel manipulative, and you don't want your audience to feel like your marketing is manipulative, and you don't want to do those guilt and those fear tactics. I know you've probably all seen it and you walked away feeling shameful and all of that. That's not what you want. Here's what you want. You want your marketing to make your audience feel hopeful and not anxious and ashamed. Ooh. You want your marketing, let me say that again. You want your marketing to make your audience feel hopeful and not anxious or ashamed. So if you do in your marketing lead with kind of pain points, just so they kind of know, okay, yeah, this is for me. You never leave them in the pain point. You always leave them with a glimmer of hope. All right. So that's number 2. If that's resonating, let me know. Let me know. Again, welcome to all those that are coming in live. We're talking about 5 tips for marketing with integrity and how to stay ethical and visible. And certainly, this conversation lends very well to those of you like in the mental health fields and the life coaching, and even in the grief coaching, relationship coaching, career coaching. I'm even going to throw in financial advisors and accounting, because money is really emotional, right? All right, so let's go on to number 3 in here. Hey, Lynn, thank you for popping on in. So, you want to be transparent about what you're offering. And that sounds like it should, just be common sense, right? It sounds like it should be common sense. But you want to be, if you're thinking about, hey, I really want to be ethical, I want to still be visible, but I'm very conscious about being ethical in what I deliver, be very transparent with what you're offering and the offers that your company has. And so, what does that look like? Like clearly communicating what's included, who is this service for, and even who is this not for, and what's the value behind the pricing. That is a way to not have that salesy, sleazy car salesman feel. It's just to be transparent with your offers. And guess what? Confident, clear offers really eliminate confusion. Confused people do not buy. I didn't say that. That's like a common consensus in the industry, right? Confused people don't buy. So confident and clear offers really eliminate confusion, and it helps people make an informed decision. I don't know if you're like me. I'm one of those people. I like to have information when I am making decisions. I like to be an informed consumer. If something goes wrong with my car, I'm going to go to Google, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, I'm going to go somewhere and put it in, and so that I have a sense of something, before I walk in to that, that auto shop, I've got some kind of sense. That's why even with my sales pages and my landing pages for our events, for our program, I give a lot of information. Shout out to our ninth event that's coming up November 7th and 8th here in Richmond, Virginia, the Platform Builder Summit. It is the VIP experience. We see some of our ticket holders already in the audience. So this live training is being brought to you by the Platform Builder Summit. So the event is the sponsor for that. You can check the comments for the link to get your early bird ticket. But I've always so this is my ninth conference. Actually, I think for my first conference, if you go back, I had a full website just for the conference, because I like to give people information. With our Platform Builder program, we have some of our Platform Builder clients listening in. Just type Platform Builder in the comments. I have a full sales page that gives a ton of detail around the program, like what is included, what are we going to do, who is this for, who is this not for. And so to me, number three, this third tip about being transparent about your offers, that helps you operate in ethically and also still be visible, and that's really integrity. And so the last point I'll say about that is, if you want to build a loyal client base, be upfront and not fuzzy and cute. All right. Yeah, I see you in the comments. Be upfront and not fuzzy and cute. I heard Jay Stone say, she's the marketing brand mother. I heard her say, be cute, be clear and not cute. Be clear, not cute. So in your marketing, really just be clear, be upfront, and that's going to help you build a loyal customer base and leads. Number four of this topic here, and the number four tip is respect, consent, and boundaries. Ooh, okay. So what does that look like? Respect, consent, and boundaries. And a lot of times we hear the word boundaries, in relationships, whether that is romantic relationships or whether that is family relationships. But guess what? There are boundaries in business, right? There are boundaries, and so always, here are tactical things, right? Always ask for permission before adding people to your email list. Did you know, like, technically, legally, you're not supposed to send emails to people, marketing emails to people that you didn't get consent prior. It's the privacy laws. You can look up the Can Spam Act. Like, legally, you're not supposed to just go to a networking event, gather a whole bunch of business cards, and then start adding those people to your email list. That is not that legally, you're not supposed to be doing that. So that's just one thing. Also, be careful with like DMs, like sliding it into people's DMs. Now, let me make the distinction around cold outreach. So those of you that are going after like corporate contracts or other types of contracts where that is cold outreach, your business is reaching out to another business by way of email and maybe even DM on LinkedIn. That is going to be a little different distinction. I'm talking about if you're reaching out to a consumer or on someone's personal Facebook page versus like their business page. LinkedIn, again, is a little bit different. And again, if you're doing cold outreach related to like a contract. But if you're reaching out to, like, in personal DMs, just be cautious that everyone treats their social media differently, and just be careful about the boundaries. And what we want our marketing to do, we want our marketing to attract the clients. Yeah, Tyrese, who is in mental health, says, "I love the boundaries discussion." We want our marketing to attract clients. So we're hopefully not like chasing them down. Now, I'm not talking about following up for sales and all of that, but you want your marketing to really attract the ideal client that you have. And respect builds reputation. When you operate from a place of respect with your marketing and even outreach and follow up, that's going to build your reputation. Reputation is tied back to your personal brand, right? It's all tied in together. And so clients who come to you willingly are probably going to stay longer, and also ones that are referred to you are going to stay longer. And so when we honor people's space, That's a word that is elevated a lot. When we honor people's space, we protect our brand and our peace, right? And so sometimes, like if you hear a webinar that I'm on, or even if you've been to some of my conferences and I'm, about to offer our program as something that you can purchase and what have you, I will say, do I have your permission to share the solution? If you've ever heard me say that, you let them know in the chat. I will say that consistently in webinars and also in live events. I will say before I even put anything else up on the screen, do I have your permission to share this? And so that's just like a little inside strategy that you can use. All right, so let's go on to the fifth and final tip. Let your values lead your visibility. If we're talking about in this space of, I want to be ethical, but I still got to be visible. How do I not feel like that slimy car salesman? Should I even, again, the question around, should I even be marketing now with the way the economy is going? This question even came up during the pandemic. Should I be marketing? Should I not be marketing? I feel like if you follow these tips that you can market at any time, at any juncture. But if you think about letting your values lead your visibility, number one, you got to know what your values are, where your core values are, what the values are for your company, and your personal brand should reflect your core values. And so you want to show up in ways that feel aligned to that and that don't feel just trendy, right? You want to show up in ways that feel aligned to your personal values, right? And not just okay, it's trendy right now, boots on the ground. Like I know get your boots on it. Dun, dun, dun. I don't have the music, I don't have the soundtrack, but get your boots on the ground, right? Like you don't have to feel like, hey, I'm not a dancing person, I'm not a TikTok person. I don't want to feel like I have to do those things for marketing. You don't. Like that's one thing. Now, if that is your personality style and that is a part of your values, then do it. But you don't have to do things that are trendy. You want to market in a way that's aligned with your values. And so the most magnetic brands, if you think about a magnet, the most magnetic brands are the ones that are authentic, because people like to do business with those they feel like they know, like, and trust. And people buy from people that they believe in. People buy from brands that they believe in. That's why you'll see big brands do a lot of influencer marketing, where it just looks like the average person is saying, hey, look at this vest. I got it from such and such. Check the link in my bio. They are doing that to make their brand and their product feel more authentic and relatable. It's still a business transaction. They just hired someone who feels like you and me to put on whatever or do whatever, and you're more apt to purchase it because people buy from people they believe in and brands that they believe in. And so really your values are your marketing compass. So you want to do things that align with your values. So if you say, Sharvette, I am a private person. I don't like social media. I don't want to do these marketing things on social media. If that is really like your core, your values, then there are other things. You need to be podcasting, or you need to be writing blogs, you need to be getting featured on media. There are other marketing activities then that you want to lean into. Maybe networking is your thing. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm a more of an in-person person. I like to make connections. Then you need to have a strategy around networking, but you want to lean in to what aligns with your values. So let me put a one in the chat if that makes sense. Put a one in the comments if that makes sense. And so let your values lead your visibility. You don't have to feel like you have to do things that are completely out of alignment, but you want to find things that are in alignment. If you're a writer, like find things that write. If you're a talker, do the things that require talking, and that will absolutely help you with your business. So I'd love to know, have you ever felt like pressured to market in a way that didn't feel right for you or that didn't feel aligned for you? I'd love to invite you to comment that. If you're listening to the podcast version, there's a little link there that says you can text that. You can text me with your response. All right, that's it. That is it for today. 5 tips for marketing with integrity, how to stay ethical, how to stay visible, in particular, again, for our professional service providers and maybe those providers that are really doing that kind of hard work and that transformative work. Sometimes this question, may come up, and you want to always operate from a place of ethics and still be visible. All right. I see ones in the chat. I see ones in the chat. This made sense. All right. So thank you so much again. This training was brought to you by and sponsored by our ninth event, the Platform Builders Summit, that is coming to Richmond, Virginia. It's the VIP experience. So it is an all VIP event. There are no general admission tickets. We are in early bird right now. So you want to grab your early bird ticket, or we have a flexible payment plan and everything. So you can jump over to platformbuildersummit.com, platformbuildersummit.com. If you look down below in the comments or the show notes, you will see the link for that. And we invite you. And so, who is this for? This is open for women entrepreneurs and women leaders. Sorry, gentlemen, that you are not able to attend. But if you're in that place of, hey, I really want to grow my business, and I really want to focus on my marketing, my visibility, my branding, and business development. So we're going to have all those conversations. So certainly, I'm your marketing consultant. I'm your trusted advisor. So we're going to talk about the marketing and the branding, but we're also going to talk about grants, and we're also going to talk about contracts. We're also going to talk about your money, and so all of that. So we're excited. So Platform Builders Summit. .com is where you want to go, and I want to see you November 7th, which is a Friday, and November 8th, which is a Saturday, here in Richmond, Virginia, and we look forward to having you. Again, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, and we are a marketing and professional development firm. I'm also the host of the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. Some of you might be here because of that, and we just crossed over episode 760. I am a seven-time co-author, visionary author for book collaborations. We've got our next book coming up. I've hosted 9 events, and I bring to the table 25 years past experience in corporate America, but I walked away February 2nd, 2018, and have been a full-time business owner ever since. And I'm a graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University, go VCU Rams, with undergraduate BS in marketing. So that's a little bit about me. If you stayed to the end and you're like, I don't even know who this is, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you all next week for our weekly training. Have a great day. Bye.